Oh, you guys couldn't freaking hear me. Hello? Alright, guys, we're doing that again, right from the top. I'm not satisfied with how that went. You guys didn't see the first frame of the Menhera Monday. Start over. We're starting over. Alright? You ready, guys? Whoa, whoa, we didn't... Starting Menhera Monday for the first time. None of this happened. Oh my god. Alright. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Menhera Monday. For the first time, this is Exhibit A, your host, wishing you a very happy Menhera Monday for the first time today. I did not have this intro already. This did not happen already. This is the first time this has happened. First time. I'm excited for this new Menhera Monday. Yeah, let's go, guys. Hello, Belle. Hello, Unknown. Hello, Salad. Hello, Spider Guy. Hello, Sakura. Hello, Zana. It's everyone. Yeah, I did it backwards this time. I read it from... I said hello to Unknown, right? Hello, Unknown. I hope I said hello. Anyway, I said it now. Alright, I started from the bottom to the top this time. Wow, it's Exhibit A, my host, wishing me a very happy Menhera Monday. True! I am here to wish you a very happy Menhera Monday. I love the new intro. New intro? Yeah. Alright guys, so, how are we all doing today? How are we all doing? Feels like it's been a long time since I've streamed. Feels like it's been forever. I get 2 hellos down, he gets 2 hellos. Alright guys, so... So. What are we doing today? We're gonna be looking at your answers to the question. The most important question. Silence will fall when the question is asked. Doctor Who. Alright. Just finished my lunch and got me just in time before I got started on homework. How lucky! Homework is dumb! You should watch Exhibit A instead. Much more important. Much more educational too. Much more enriching and beneficial for your life in the long term. So, this is the right call. Let's see, once again, like clockwork, yeah. But yeah, what y'all been saying? Congratulations on being first, Sakura. Salad, congratulations on being 53,723rd. That is really impressive. It's true, a real Exhibit A fan stinks. I don't want a single one of you taking showers, okay? Those are evil. We don't do showers in here, okay? Ugh, showers? No. None of those. None of those. Hello, my servant Exhibit. I'm not... I don't know. Anyways. Exhibit's intellectual talks are far more valuable than any kind of schoolwork. That is true. That is true. Alright. Let's have an intellectual talk, guys. This is important. Intellectual talk time, guys. Alright? Here's a philosophical question for you. Tits or ass? Right? Tits or ass? It's an important philosophical question. It's important because, like, if you think... It's such a simple question on the surface, but when you look in deeper, it is such a deep question. With so many, like, teleological inclinations, you know? Like, so many subjective implications on the axiological structures of our society. So, if you think about it, it's like... If you don't have... If someone has a good ass, but no good tits, you know, they look pretty... They can still look pretty good, right? If someone has good tits, but no ass, that doesn't quite look as good, right? But then maybe maybe you like tits more than ass. So then if you like tits more than ass, but you also think that someone needs a nice ass, then would you prefer someone with no tits and an ass, or someone with an ass but no tits, even though you prefer tits? Like, what would you prefer in that situation, you know? And that's an important question, because, you know, from the foundations of when our society started, it's always been the sort of teleological sort of structure of our society that we would fundamentally subjugate the um, metaphorical substrate of our mechanisms. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, guys? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you know, the axiological structures of our metaphorical physical photosynthesis is like anyway. All right. Anyway, I'm not. Anyway, very intellectual, guys. Very intellectual. Let's read your guys' answers. Ass. I'm on my period. Those armpits ain't what? What? Right in time before I unsubscribe. Damn. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get new music. One sec. Where do we get that? Where do we get that? We need music. Animal Crossing music again. You know who really hated the Animal Crossing music being on my streams? You know who really hated that? Tedia. But he's banned now, so he doesn't matter. Anyways. Let's get the browser up. One sec. Where is it? I want to look at your guys' answers now. Is that maybe too loud? Or is it not? I don't know. I think I should turn it down slightly. I'm turning it down a little more. Does that sound okay, guys? Let me know if that sounds okay. Why? Sad face, sad face? See, Sakura here is being like, why? Because, like, you were giving him what he wanted. You were straight up... You were probably the most, like, female interaction he had had in, like, a long, long time. He's getting a little misogynistic on us in the server. He had kind of... That... I don't know, he'd been doing it for a while, and he would always do it in ways that are, like, more subtle, and then, like, where you know that he means something bad, but, like, there's plausible deniability. Where you could be like, oh, he doesn't mean it that way, but then it's like, he did it so many times, it was like, okay, he's gotta mean it that way. I should have gotten rid of him a long time ago, but I was, like, trying to, like, I don't know. I made the mistake with him that I make with a lot of people, where it's like, I just assume that they're a really troubled individual who, like, just is misunderstood, but then it's like, they're not really misunderstood, they're just kind of a crappy person. Because, like, at first, I was like, oh, he's just a lonely guy, but then he's, like, started saying all this stuff, and I was like, oh, no. I was like, I would cringe every time, I'd be like, no, don't say that, don't. Alright, anyways, guys, we're gonna do some cool things. Didn't know he was nice to me the only time we talked. You also weren't there for the whole conversation we had with him. Like, you disappeared for a while, and then he said some some stuff that we all kind of, like, were taken aback by. And then you came back and you, like, missed... You, like, missed it. He was weird with me when I was like, I low-key don't give a fuck. He was weird with you, too, down... What the yeah, this guy... Yeah, I don't know. He's, he probably did all sorts of stuff I don't even know about, because I wasn't... Because, like, at first, I didn't know what was going on with him. I just heard from someone else the things that he was doing on the server when I wasn't looking, or, like, some of the stuff that he said. Like, he called, I should repeat this. I don't... No, anyway. Yeah, Misty was really itching to ban him. She was waiting for it. She was waiting to get the order to take the shot. And eventually I was like, do it, take the shot. Because he needs to be more active in his own server. Say it? Say it. But yeah, it's like, I would be... Like, he made some, like, offensive jokes before that I'd heard. Like, I'd been around when he said that. But I just chalked that up to being like, oh, he doesn't know social cues. He doesn't know, like, what jokes are okay and not okay to make, right? But then I heard about some of the stuff later where he, like, made it... He, like, said a certain thing, then he doubled down, right? It wasn't just a mistake. He, like, doubled down on it and, like, had an argument with, like, Misty. And then I heard about that. I was like, wait, what? I didn't know about this. But then I couldn't really get involved because that time had passed, and then I, like, didn't get rid of him because they didn't want to, like, do anything that I wouldn't want. But then, like, if I was there, I would have at least, like, scolded him. You have some really good mods? I do, I just don't have that many. He was weird when we played Gartic Phone. He made a really freaking weird joke, and I was like, bro, you can't be saying stuff like that. Yeah, it's like, during the Gartic Phone stuff, I just thought he was, like, really autistic, right? Like, he is, but, like, I thought that that was the only thing. Because, like, I used to be like that, too, in the sense of, like, I didn't know what jokes were, like, socially acceptable to make in certain places. So, like, there was one time when I was younger and I was on Discord, I was on Discord, and I made this joke about, like, oh, gonna freaking, it was a joke about, like, child slavery, right? I made a joke about child slavery, and then everyone was like, bro, don't do that. We're gonna, like, punish you if you do that again. And then I was like, oh, fuck. Right? And I genuinely didn't know. I genuinely didn't realize, because I thought the internet was a place where everyone just said edgy stuff. So I didn't realize that I didn't realize that I could get in trouble for that. Right? So I thought that was him. But the difference is, I was like 13 or 12 or something. Or like 14, I don't know. He's 30. So, slight difference. Slight difference. Just a little bit. But then anyway, anyway. Yeah, but... What else was I gonna say? Yeah, but he was weird, and that happened. I was like, okay, is he just stupid? Like, he's just stupid. He's not malicious. He's just dumb, right? But then he had that time when he, like, doubled down when the people tried to be like, oh, maybe don't say that, maybe don't do that. And then I was like, okay, bro, no, just don't. Bro, even if you do believe that it's okay to just do that wherever, it's like, you can at least, like, not beg to be banned by, like, fighting with the mods, right? It's like... "30, that's why he was selling himself as an older guy." Yeah, exactly! Did you not believe him? It's your conception of an older guy is like a guy who's like 1 or 2 years older than you. It's like what someone who's 1 or 2 years older. You're like, oh, daddy, right? And it's like that's not what an older guy is. Oh, he's unk. Yeah. I mean, for the record, I'm okay with people watching who are 30 years old. I'm not creeped out by that. It's just, if you're 30, there are certain implications that come with that. Like maybe having a slight understanding of how the world works a little bit. And maybe understanding that misogyny is a bad thing. I think that's a pretty solid expectation to have of someone who's 30 years old. Like, you can be 30 in my chat. That is perfectly fine. On the condition that you know that misogyny is bad. That is one of the conditions of that. If you can't do that, I don't know. Sorry, I'm gonna put you in like a little timeout. It's just it's ironic I say this considering how many misogynistic jokes I make. This is the most ironic thing possible for me to say. I'm a walking mess of contradictions. We know this. I thought we were joking, he was joking too. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. The difference is I joke about it, right? I make jokes. I don't actually mean any of that stuff that I say, right? When I say that women belong in the kitchen and they gotta make me a sandwich, I don't believe that. I think that, you know, women can do more than be in the kitchen. They can, like, they can, you know what, maybe you had a point. I'm kidding, anyway. I'm kidding. Alright, anyways. Is it okay? I'm 47, I think misandry is cool. Yeah, that's cool. Listen. You know what I think is stupid? You know what I think is really stupid? People who love to make misogynistic jokes and racist jokes and whatever else, but they get so offended when, like, you make fun of men or you make fun of white people. They're like, you can't say that. Just because, is it okay to be racist against someone just because they're white? It's okay to be sexist just because it's a man? It's like, no, but, like, have you heard the jokes you've made? Have you heard the jokes you've made? About women, about black people, about Hispanic people? Why are you getting offended? What? Why are you getting offended? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Like, if you're gonna make fun of other races, they can make fun of you too. That's how it works. Like, why are you getting offended? Yeah, anyway. But it's like people claim to be, like, edgy, but then they're also really easily, if anything, more easily offended, and it's like, you're not edgy, you just like making fun of people who aren't you, right? But when it's you, you don't like it. It's just... I don't know, it's like a false kind of edginess, I suppose. Or like, I don't know, it's like you make fun of people for being all, like, sensitive and whatever. It's like, you're all so sensitive. Like, what is that? Who are we talking about? We're not even talking about him anymore. I've kind of veered onto other things. It's not edgy, that's just hateful. Yeah, see, the thing is, I'm actually okay with, like, offensive humor. I think that there's, like, a good way to, like, be kind of a little offensive, but, like, not... Like, if you're... Dark humor is funny because it's dark, right? But, you know, there's, it needs to be something that... Yeah. I don't know, anyways. There's, if that's the wrong way to do it, is what I'm saying. Anyway. exhibits dark woke. What does dark woke even mean? I've seen that term. What does dark woke mean? Dark humor is funny because it's dark exhibit. Yeah, it's like, yeah, anyway. I don't know. There's more things I could... My brain's not coherent enough to, like, make a whole essay on all these things. Used to not like dark humor when I was younger, but now I like it after enough desensitization. Well, you're saying we should make fun of the dark? Yeah. Dark woke is like woke but edgy. I don't know what it means. People, like, I've seen that term. It's like, yeah, what is... Is it like... being... I don't know. It's like being, like, woke in, like, a slightly evil way or something. Or like a... Or like a... In like a... What is it? Like... I don't know. I don't know what it means. It's like... I don't know. I don't know what it means. But yeah, I would say the kinds of dark humor is fine, and like offensive humor is fine, but it should be the kind of joke where like the people that are like involved in the joke could theoretically laugh along with it, right? There's a lot of people who are like, ugh, I hate these people, and then you like criticize them for that, and then they're like, what? Can't handle a little dark humor? What's wrong? Can't handle a little dark humor? And it's like, you just like said a slur, and then you're saying it's dark humor. It's like, where's the joke? Where's the punchline? Where's the punchline? There's no punchline. That doesn't make like, there's no joke there. The thing that you find funny is just the fact that it's like mean. That's the part that you find funny. But like, you can make an offensive joke that's actually funny. You can make an offensive joke that, like, the people who are being made fun of in the joke might actually find that funny too, you know? You can make a joke about Mexicans that Mexicans would find funny. You can make a joke about, you know, because then it's like there's a punchline and they see that and it's funny because it's not because people are being degraded, but because it's like clever or just out of left field. Offensive humor is fine. To a degree, yeah. I mean, there's a time and a place for everything. It's like, you know, South Park is pretty offensive, but like it's not just being mean for no reason. It's like it's actually like clever and thought out. It's not just like saying, "Oh, I hate these people," and then it's like that's the joke. It's like, no. There's actual like substance to it, right? Say a joke about Mexicans exhibit. Joke about Mexicans. What? I can't fucking think of one on the spot. Yeah, anyway. On the other side of things, I do also think it's a little weird. I think there's a lot of people who are like against like dark humor and things of that nature, or like offensive humor, like blanketly, like they'll be against it no matter what. But then they'll watch stuff like South Park, and then it's like, isn't that a bit contradictory? That is kind of weird, right? Like they don't want you to like say it in person, but they'll watch South Park, and it's like, that's not different. That's the same, you know? What matters is that everyone involved is okay with it, right? That's the part that matters. And I think that's the part that people lose. The thing that makes it okay or not okay is the fact that the people involved are fine with it. You know, if you're with a group of friends and certain friends belong to certain groups or whatever, and you're all fine with it, with making a certain joke or whatever, then like that's fine. Like no one's being actually harmed by that, right? As long as there's no one there who like you think would take it seriously or you think would feel empowered by it in a way that they shouldn't. You know, actions are wrong based on their consequences, based on how they harm people. If it doesn't harm anyone, it's not still wrong. But, you know, you should also be mindful because sometimes things can be harmful when you don't think they are, you know? Like someone might take the wrong sort of message from it. You know? I don't know. It's complicated, right? Like I'm overgeneralizing a very complex topic, and I'm also just like a random dude. So anyway, gonna move off of this because we're venturing into territory where we're talking about controversial topics now, which is not what we do. Exhibit A would never do anything controversial. That's not what I do, ever. I never do anything controversial. I'm a very clean person. Very clean. It's just like SpongeBob squirrel jokes from that one episode where he was just being actually racist and then called Sandy a snowflake. I don't remember that one. But that sounds like a good, like, parallel. Very clean. You're against showers. Shh, shh, shh. Random dude. You're the Exhibit A VTuber. That is so true. That is so true. Alright. I think it's time for me to read out the first answer to Menhera Monday, because I've not read through any of them yet. It's fine, though, because there's less answers, because I released the question late. So it's fine. Okay. Do tongue baths count as showers? If they come from you, then yes. And I would shower every day. I would start showering in that case. Yeah. Alright. 1 second. Here we go. Okay. First answer. What's a cool invention you wish you could make? Answer. Kill all incest lovers machine. No name written. Why would you do something so evil and horrible? Why? What? This is so inhumane. Oh my god. This is terrible. This is terrible. How could you do something so evil? There's some real evil in the world. I'm showering right now? Ooh, wow. Salad showering right now, guys. That's... I don't know what to... I don't know. I don't know how to make a joke out of that that isn't just, like... generic, whatever. Who is this based? What? Spider? Was it you? It was you, wasn't it, Spider? Spider! God damn it, Spider, why? We have a dark secret... We have a secret dark woke-based incest hater in the server. I think supporting incest is dark woke, actually. Because it's like you're taking equality to its extreme, right? You're like, oh, well, if two consenting adults can do what they want, shouldn't that apply to brothers and sisters as well? Hmm? How can you support the gays if you're not willing to support the incest? Hmm? Questionable. Hmm? Anyway, I'm joking. Right, who wrote it? It wasn't you, you sure? What is Dark Woke? I don't know. I don't know. Shut up, Exhibit. No. Anyway, just another day of getting myself cancelled, it's fine. It was you, Salad. Damn. How, that's very Dark Woke of you. Actually, that's exactly the kind of argument some people make against being gay. They're like, oh, you think it's okay to be gay? What about siblings? That's exactly the same thing, so... It's like, it's okay, it's not the same thing, but like, some people say that. What's a shower? Please tell me. I don't know, I wish I could tell you. I've never seen one before. My twin would never let you get cancelled, Exhibit. I hope so. Do protect me when it finally happens. It is going to happen. With the amount of shit that I've said, I'm definitely going to get cancelled, right? It has to happen. It has to happen. Like, whenever if I get more popular, like, there's no way it won't happen. Like, someone's gonna hear something and be like, we joke about it, right? We joke about people writing the twit longer. It's gonna happen at some point. Thought you were gonna agree with that argument. I was about to unsub. No. We can try, but you make it hard. Yeah. It's not showing all the messages. Let's switch that. Too many people will come here to your defense. We need you in your incest harem. I do think as I get bigger, I'm probably not gonna have myself be known as the incest guy. That will be like an occasional joke, but I think I'm gonna severely limit my viewership if that's like in every stream, you know? There have been a couple of streams, I don't think you guys have noticed, I think there was at least one stream where I didn't say it. At least one. So that's something, that's progress, guys. Alright, anyways, I've said some things this stream, guys. I've said some things. Let's move on. I think last stream? I don't know if it was last stream. It might have been the one before. You were in the streak. If it keeps happening, you're gonna have to just start again under a different new name. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, because, like, even when I don't mention it, one of you people, that's right, you people, freaking drags it out again from the dark world, and then it becomes the relevant topic again. It's like, sometimes I leave it alone for a bit, and one of you brings it up again, and then I'm talking about it again. And then I'm the incest guy again. So it never really goes away, you know? Incest is here to stay. See, me saying stuff like that is part of the problem, guys. Me saying stuff like that. The 1-day streak. Where we talk about incest. No, of course not. We're not. Just don't check my Discord. Yeah, frickin'. Yeah, okay, stepsister. Also, that's step-siblings. That's not true incest, okay? It's not true incest. It's not... That's the less cool kind. I remember how this all started, right? I used to be so subtle with like my sexual jokes and stuff. I remember the stream where I first admitted that like I occasionally look at content that includes things of that particular nature. It was like the whole like hear me out kind of thing where not the hear me out stream. It was like Thomas being like, "Oh, what's your we listen and we don't judge moment." And then that's how it got brought up. And like at that point I was so coy about it. I'd never even admitted it before then. I was so nervous about it. And then like and then back then like I was so subtle with the sexual jokes, right? And now look what's changed. Like we mention it every single stream. I'm so like unabashed about it. We just talk about it everywhere and it's like what? Things have changed so much. I do kind of low-key want to... I don't want to go straight up back to the way it was before. I still want to keep what I do now. I do want to make it a little more subtle, though, in terms of, like, my jokes. Because I feel like I feel like it's less funny if you make sex jokes all of the time, constantly. I think it's funnier whenever it, like, feels out of pocket, right? Like, things are normal for a while. You're talking about normal stuff, then out of nowhere you say some, like, fucking weird stuff, right? It's funnier that way. I feel like it's less funny if I'm just like, oh, sex, 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 sex. Right? That's less funny. So, I might tone it down a little bit, because I want to be funny. And I also just want to be more myself on stream. I feel like I'm a little bit... I feel like I'm more performative than I need to be. Sometimes on stream. At least recently. Whereas I used to be more myself. So, I do kind of want to dial it down a bit. You know? But I have to consciously do that. Because, like, I've gotten so used to using sexual humor as, like, a crutch. And then I stop making, like, jokes of other natures, and it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to be funny in other ways. Welcome back, Salad. But yeah. Be who you want to be? I will. I'll be who I want to be. Thank you, Belle. You're gonna support me. No matter how good my humor is, no matter how crappy my humor is. It's good to be yourself, let the shackles down, and fly out of your cage. It's ironic that coming from you, Unknown. You're the one who wants to be in the cage. No problem, it takes a real woman to step on a man. That is true. That is true. I want to be a billionaire. I mean, me too. Yes, I'll fly. Alright. What's a cool invention you wish you could make? Zibbit cloning machine. Written by... Guess hint? Bubbles. Damn, Unknown. I can't believe you, want a Zibbit cloning machine. What the heck? That's crazy. Because I spilled some Red Bull on Exhibit his couch, now it's flying. That is what Red Bull does, yeah. I need a maid exhibit, a dom exhibit, a bottom exhibit. I need an exhibit for all my roleplay ideas. Yeah, exhibit for everyone. All different kinds. Alright. Next one. What's a cool invention you wish you could make? A device that shows you if someone is just using for their own gain or if they're genuinely trying to be your friend. I feel like that'll save us a lot of time and energy on people who will leave us in the dust the moment something better comes along. Written by Riku. Oh, this is actually an interesting answer, actually. That would be useful. Because I feel like there's a lot of people who do just get taken advantage of very easily. And it sucks how the nicer of a person you are, the easier it is to usually be taken advantage of, right? And that's not because being nice is inherently, like... Well, it's like... Being a kind person means trusting people to some degree, right? In a way. Like, being nice. But then if you're, you know, then at least you're trusting the wrong people sometimes. You know, the world is filled with two different kinds of people. Like, people who are too nice and people who are, like, not nice enough. Right? And it's hard to find... It's hard to balance yourself. Because people who are really kind and stuff also tend to be, like a little bit too trusting. And it is possible to be really kind without being overly trusting. That is possible. It's possible to strike that balance, like, without trusting people too much when you don't know them. But, like, to a degree, it's also like every time you're nice to someone, you're taking a risk. Right? It's a risk that comes with being nice, with being kind. Every time you make a friend, you're choosing to trust them, even though they might be bad, even though they might do something bad to you. There's a sort of paradox in it. It's like, in order to make friends and live a full life, you really need to take risks with people. You know? You need to assume that the person you're talking to isn't a bad person. Because if you do assume that they're a bad person, you probably won't make friends with them. But then, what if they do turn out to be bad, and you've already made friends with them? Well, that doesn't go so well. So... Jokes aside, I'm kind, but I have trust issues. Yeah, I mean, we've all... Sometimes we go through things that make it harder for us to do that. It's weird because, like, people with trust issues, in some ways, it's like... In a way, it's logical, right? Because you're using pattern recognition. You're like, I've been hurt this many times. If I keep trusting people, it's going to happen again. It's like pattern recognition. But the issue is, existence is paradoxical. Because if you want to live a good life, you kind of need to ignore that. You need to ignore the objective statistics, right? Because what do the objective statistics say? Oh, 1 in every 7 people is like a... I can't say that. Or like, what's an example? Like, or like 1 in every few people is like a bad person. But to be able to make friends and live a good life, you kind of just need to assume that they're not. So you need to ignore the objective statistics in order to get anywhere in life. You need to kind of be willfully blind in a way. You need to have a bit of faith. And it's interesting that it works that way, because you would think some people out there would argue that the right thing to do in life at all times is to be intellectual. It's to look at statistics. It's to be objective. But there's some things in life that you literally can't do if you're being objective. And you're looking purely at the logic and the statistics. If you're being purely logical and you're looking at the statistics, you won't make many friends. Because then you'll be aware that, oh, lots of people are bad people. There's like a 1 out of 3 chance that whoever I make friends with is actually going to really be a horrible person that I don't want to know. But you need to not think about that if you want to actually make friends. Because then you'll never make friends. So you actually, in some ways in life, it applies to relationships too. The vast majority of relationships fail. 9 out of 10 relationships fail. They end. They end in tragic heartbreak. But if you ever want to live a happy life where you're not alone, and where, if you are someone who wants your soulmate, who wants to meet someone that you spend the rest of your life with, if that is what would make you happy, because I know some people don't need that. Some people are asexual. They don't have, or aromantic, they don't have that desire at all. If you're someone who wants that, if you want to be happy in life, you literally need to ignore the statistics. You need to go into a relationship with someone, ignoring the fact that there's a 9 out of 10 chance you're going to break up with that person. You need to ignore that. You need to pretend it's not real. Because when you finally get that relationship that does work, you'll have built that trust. You know? You'll have built that... You can't go into a relationship assuming it'll end, because then it won't work. Which means you need to go into a relationship being illogical. Because the logical thing to do is to assume it will end, because statistically, most of them do. You have to ignore the statistics and literally just have faith. And that's the right thing to do. Because you should get in relationships, and you should do these things, and you should form connections even though it's risky. There's some situations in life where the right thing to do is to actually not be logical about it. It's to not approach it from a logical, statistical lens. It's to just kind of feel. And that's really weird and interesting. Can I at least say with this community, y'all want to be my friend because you want to know me better instead of using me to get something from me. Yeah. Everyone, people in this community are chill. You guys are cool. Enjoy making friends, but God, romance is hard, bro. Yeah, that's why we stick to fictional characters. Like Reiner. Speaking of Reiner, I've been rewatching Attack on Titan. I'm enjoying it. And I'm rewatching it because I'm trying to catch up to the newer seasons, which I only watched a little bit of when they... I don't want to spoil. You know when the series really changes? Like, really changes? I watched a little bit into that. And so what I want to do is catch back up to that, because I can't just start off from there again, because it's been too long. So I wanted to start over. But yeah, I'm liking it. It's cool. And, fuck, yeah, it's very interesting, and... Rumors. Yeah, I mean, that's an example. It's a good example. But yeah, like, do you guys agree with me with what I said regarding the relationship stuff? It's okay if you don't, because, like, I just say stuff, right? And some of it's true and some of it isn't. I'm genuinely curious if you guys agree with some of the things I say. My trust issues specifically never fucked me over. More like it's just a radar that sees similarities to bad people from my past and goes, wee woo, don't trust them, wee woo. Yeah, it's like sometimes your issues, your trust issues, they do, yeah, they go beyond simply being logical, right? They go, you don't trust like anyone. And that's not good. Alright, cool. Glad you guys agree. With you, Exhibit, even though I've never been in a relationship. What are you talking about? You got Bernice. You got your body pillow. I agree, most relationships don't work, but you shouldn't go into it negatively. Exactly. It's like that sums it up. Most relationships don't work, and yet, when you go into a relationship, you're not supposed to think about that. You're supposed to ignore the statistics. Because sometimes in life, the right thing to do is to have a little bit of faith, you know? And so that's what makes it kind of... It's a good argument against, like there's a lot of, like, atheists who are, like, I'm an atheist, but, like, there's a lot of atheists who will be like, oh, religion's bad because it has faith. You're having faith? Believing something without proof? You can't do that. You should be like me. I don't believe things without proof. I require evidence for everything. You know? But it's like, that's not true. Atheists use faith all the time. It's just a different kind, right? It's not necessarily as deep or as, like... But it's like, there are situations in everyone's life where we ignore evidence and statistics because there is a certain utility to believing, even if it requires you to be a little bit blind, right? Relationships are an example. You have to go into that and ignore the statistics. Even with friendships, you know? You gotta give friendships a genuine try, even though statistically there's a lot of bad people out there. And, you know, faith is something we all do. And it's not always a bad thing. Some atheists are so obnoxious with it. Yeah. Thing is, I used to be an anti-theist when I was younger, in the sense of, like, thinking it's, like, wrong to be, like, religious. I don't think it's wrong. I think it's wrong if it comes with beliefs that are particularly dangerous. I don't think it's wrong in and of itself. It's like, we all have a little bit of faith, right? We all use a little bit of it. It's just a different kind. Need to practicing loving my men like my women, actually know them as a person before I develop the fictional scenarios about falling in love with them. I mean, we're always gonna fantasize about stuff. That's like, if you have a crush on someone, you're gonna have thoughts. That's normal. But you should try to get to know them, yes. You gotta be realistic and understand if maybe you're being delusional, maybe you aren't as compatible as you think you are. Because it's like, my relationship with religion is weird, but it's like, bro, how are you gonna tell me my weird set of beliefs is wrong because of XYZ? Like, bro, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so like, where I draw the line on like religious beliefs is that this is the standard that I use now, is, okay, your beliefs are fine if, in the event that you're wrong, nothing bad happens. Right? So it needs to be a situation where, if it turns out that you're wrong about it, you've not accidentally caused some kind of harm. Right? Let's say you're a religious person, and you're like, okay, I'm religious, and as part of my religious beliefs, I think that gay people need to be put into little furnaces and turned into charcoal for us to use for our fireplaces. We need to burn them and turn them into charcoal for our fireplaces. Specifically, it says in my little book here that we're supposed to do that. Right? So, okay, if they're wrong about that, a lot of bad stuff has happened, right? If that's not actually what God wants, that's a pretty bad outcome, you know? I'd say it's a bad outcome if God does want that, but like in that case, I guess, I don't know, I'm arguing with God then, so does that matter? But like, if you're wrong, that's a pretty big deal. If you're like, but on the other hand, if you're like, oh, my religious beliefs are, I think God wants us to, like, love each other and stuff, and it's like, okay. What if you're wrong? Nothing bad happens, you just chose to love people more. That's a good thing, if anything. So, like, that's fine, because nothing bad happens in the event that you're wrong. So, yeah, anyway. Alright, well. Straight up being delusional because I'm pretty sure there's nothing similar to violence against anyone in the Bible. It depends on your interpretation, because some people interpret different passages differently. And so that's how they get that, you know? So they're like, you know. But then it's like, if you take literally everything in the book literally, most people are not following it. It's like there's parts of the Bible where it's like, do not mix these two clothings together. Or something about eating like shellfish or whatever. It's like, Christians eat shellfish all the time, so that's like... Anyway, I don't know. We're veering to so many controversial topics today. I keep doing it. I can't help it. Yeah, that's a good mentality to have, Salad. Doesn't matter what people do as long as they're not hurting others. Quite the spicy stream this time around. I fuck with it heavy, though. See, I do like talking about things like this. It's just, if I make a habit of this, I'm going to need to be more careful, because as I maybe grow a bit more, which I'm hoping to, I'll be careful, because, like, the more I talk about stuff like this, the more of a chance there is that I'll accidentally say something that maybe, like, isn't so good. Because, like, not all my takes are going to be good, right? It's like, sometimes I might have, like, an unfinished thought, or, like, an uninformed opinion. You know? And that doesn't mean that that's the opinion I'll have for the rest of my life. It just might mean that's what I think at that moment. Then maybe later on I'll look back on that and be like, okay, well actually I don't agree with that anymore. That's actually kind of a bad opinion. Maybe even a dangerous opinion. The issue is, the more open I am, the higher the chances that I'll, like, make a mistake like that. And that concerns me a little bit. Because, you know, firstly, I don't want to get in trouble, and secondly, I don't want to spread bad information. So I'll need to be careful, because, you know, I think a lot of thoughts, not all of those thoughts should maybe be said, because they're unfinished thoughts. They're beliefs that are being developed and researched and informed. But before they're informed, they could cause damage. So I want to be careful. I don't want to get cancelled. I will, though, probably. But I want it to be for something that's, like, dumb and stupid that I don't deserve to be cancelled for. I don't want to do something where I actually deserve it, right? You know? If I get cancelled for, like, some stupid shit, or like, oh, this guy makes too many incest jokes, let's cancel him, or this guy, like, made a slightly... This guy freaking calls people Latinkses, cancel him. It's like, I don't care, right? I don't care about that, right? Or this guy, yeah, I don't... It's been ages since I've said Latinks. But it will be bad if, like, I get cancelled for something, and then I look at that and I'm like, you know what? That actually was bad. What the hell? I think about that. I've thought it through. I actually agree with the people cancelling me. I don't want that to happen. I want to get cancelled for stupid shit. I want to get cancelled for stupid crap. I don't want to be cancelled for stuff that I deserve, because then I don't get to double down and be a cool guy. I actually have to freaking, like, you know, and then... You're not being cancelled for being too woke? Maybe, because some of the things that I've said this stream are, like, they'll be, because I've been criticizing certain people. But yeah. It's fine, guys. I'm the... Listen, okay, listen. If freaking, like, extremely, There's people all the time who are like, I'm a non-political streamer, and then they talk about, like, culture war topics. If they can do that, then so can I, right? I don't know. Realistically, Exhibit is getting cancelled for the incest jokes that happened to Ethel Kane a few weeks ago. I don't know who that person is, but yeah, I don't doubt people are going to try to do it. So it's gonna get cancelled and start making alt-right content. That's true. It's exactly what I'm planning to do. No cock answer yet? I'm surprised. It's because I've only read like 2 answers. Or 3. But there's only 14 responses, so it's fine to go a little slow. Alright. I am having fun this stream, though. I'm gonna be honest. I've thought about it. I think that I do want to be a little less careful in some ways, right? When it comes to what I talk about. You know? Like, I need to be more careful in some ways, but I want to be less careful in other ways. Like, I stay... 2 answers read, it's been an hour. Yeah, really. Yeah, that's true. What am I saying? It's like on one hand, there are 2 wolves inside of me, right? There's 2 wolves inside of me. One wolf wants to be like safe and avoid weird topics and avoid controversial topics and avoid political topics because I want to maintain a clean image and do well and be, you know, all that. The other wolf wants to talk about all of the controversial shit and wants to talk about freaking political stuff and all that because it would be really fun to talk about, even if it would make things difficult in other ways, you know? Even if it would alienate certain people from watching me. You know? I feel like there's a balance, right? Don't be safe, exhibit, be fully dark woke. Yeah, just like, baby, I'm praying on you tonight. Hunt you down, eat you alive. Yeah, some edit exhibit into saying dark woke things. What even is dark woke? Yeah, but it's like Stop the music, please? No. I ship it. Alpha exhibit, X Omega exhibit, God. Yeah. Thing is, there are... Yeah, it's like, I think it would actually be fun to sometimes talk about topics that are, like, slightly controversial. Or slightly political, or whatever. I'm never gonna be a political streamer, right? I'm not fucking Hassan Piker. I'm not fucking Destiny, I'm not freaking... I'm not a Shen Bapiro or anything. But... basically... What are you guys saying? I lost my train of thought. I need to continue what I was saying. I'm not a political streamer, but I think it's fine to sometimes talk about things that are, like, slightly spicy, right? I think that would be fun. What is happening in chat right now? Because it would say, may Allah awaken the people and help them understand the evil doings of Israel. Am I supposed to do that in, like, a certain voice? Or is that... Am I just saying it like I did just now? Am I supposed to do a voice? Why are people sniffing each other? What is happening? The freaking juxtaposition... There's so many things going on right now. I'm talking about, like, serious things, and then people are sniffing each other, and it's like... This is just Exhibit A streaming in a nutshell. That's good? Okay. That's good for the edit? Okay. It's like my content can be mostly non-serious, but then every now and then I can talk about a serious topic, right? That doesn't mean I'm committing to being like a controversial creator. It's just like one or two things, you know? Anyway. The only thing that I would really care, like, something I would care about losing, though, is losing the ability to, like, collab with people, right? I wouldn't want to say stuff that makes me unable to, like, collab with people. I wouldn't want people to be like, oh, sorry, you've said, like, too many things that, like, have you in, like, the public eye. Like, I don't want to be associated with that. I wouldn't want that, right? I want to maintain my ability to, like, do that. So I want to balance. You know? I want to balance. It's supposed to be a classroom full of chaos and exhibits the teacher trying to get the class to quiet down. Oh no, I sure hope Exhibit doesn't punish me like a bad girl. I don't know. Spoken truly like someone who wants to be punished. I love your serious talks, Exhibit. That's kind of what drew me into your content in the first place. See, that's the thing, right? I think a lot of people, other people would like it too. And, like, I know I'm good at it. Like, you know. So, I do want to do that. You know, I think that I have a lot to offer in that regard. Alright, I think I'm finally gonna read another answer. One second. Alright, next one. What's a cool invention you wish you could make? Time stopwatch for wholesome purposes. Thumbs up. Written by Bakia Warudo. He does a freaking different Baki name every time. Baki, every single answer you've written for the past, like, 7 Menhera Mondays has been, like, something perverted and, like, very nefarious. Not just perverted, but, like, specifically nefarious, right? Like, it's some weird messed up thing every time. You've got something. What? I mean, it's fine. He said for wholesome purposes, so yeah. That'd be such a good invention. No, unknown. Would it really? So I'm making parties during your class. No, don't do that. Wholesome purposes? I'm skeptical. You wouldn't use it to sneak into movies without getting caught? I bet that's exactly what he's planning to do. He's such a nefarious guy. I'm crying because I don't have the Menhera not emote here. Yeah, it would be cool if I had those emotes in here, but, like, I couldn't ever have those emotes in here, because I could only ever use my own, because emotes on YouTube would be paid, and I wouldn't be able... I'd have to commission my own. How will you stop me, Well, I'll use a time stopwatch to time stop the time stop. So you'll have time stop, but then I'll use it, and then you'll be time stopped within the time stop. Yeah. Wait, exhibit is wrong, say... Or I was wrong, say... Okay. May Allah awaken the people and help them to see the evil doings of Israel and the United States. Does that work? Where does that line come from? Is that something that someone... It seems like something that someone, like, said at one point. Good, good. Alright, cool. Perfect, awesome. Alright, alright. Gonna read the next one. Alright. What's a cool invention you wish you could make? The thing from Greylock, where you can create stuff from your mind. I'm thinking outside the box, infinite creation. Once I get that machine, I'm imagining $12 trillion written by Salad. Yeah, I mean, a machine that just creates whatever you want is pretty crazy. Freaking $12 trillion. $12 trillion would be a great invention. I would also invent that for myself. I would. What's a cool invention you wish you could make? Behold, the instant fast foodinator. Guaranteed to grant any kind of food in a snap. Pulls out DoorDash. Delivery fee may be included. Lol, JK, I'd make the invention. Written by Lily or Nya. See, the previous invention kind of beats this, because you can make... The previous invention, you can also make instant food. And get any kind of food in a snap. But you could also get literally anything else. So I don't know, maybe we should have expanded the scope of your idea here. But I understand. An instant food thing would be great. And it would hopefully cure world hunger. I say hopefully because I feel like the wrong people would get control of it, and then it would not help the poor people at all. Almost won the lottery yesterday? Really? Now I can make a harem of exhibits? How terrible. Yeah, you can finally have one exhibit for every occasion. What's that supposed to mean? It's still a good idea, Lily. I still think it's a good idea. Being able to make food would be great. Okay, and people are cannibalizing each other in chat now. That's great. It's just what I wanted. Salad wins Menhera Monday today. Pack it up, boys. Yeah, every... Alright, Salad is this week's winner, guys. Show's over. Me when I don't win Menhera Monday. That's what all you guys are here for. You're only here to win Menhera Monday. Okay. Alright, so... What? Fuck's sake. Just caught... my eyes glanced at this answer. What's a cool invention you wish you could make? Cock remote. What's a cock remote? Cock remote. So the remote would be able to transform anything into a cock, and be able to give anyone a big or small cock. So for men, it would change the size of their cock, written by Zana. Okay. Zana, why are you so obsessed with cock? What is going on? Damn. Well. Wait, Zibit, can I send you the funny meme that inspired me to make the edit? You don't have to watch it on stream, but I thought it was funny. Yeah, yeah, you can send it. I'd love to see that, actually. I'm curious. Does this mean if I can actually be a Fuda now? Yes, that is what it means. Gonna give me a cock? Yes, salad. Yes. Cock for everyone. If you make me mad, bam, small cock. That would be a pretty powerful way to, like, retaliate against people. We're gonna buy one asking for a friend. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll need Zana to invent it for us. My innocence is leaving me. Good, good. Alright, next one. What's a cool invention you wish you could make? Menhera Tuesdays, where we put 10 identical clones of Heracles, Greek mythos hero, and test them on their abilities every week. Menhera Tuesdays. They didn't write what their name was. Right, okay. Okay. Menhera Tuesdays. That's what I'd have to call it if I moved Menhera Monday to Tuesday. They say if you do pig noises, you get a big one. This one good sausage party we got going on in here? I guess so. Alright. What's a cool invention you wish you could make? Kitty cat dispenser, written by Bree. Bree's not here. Did she? Oh, I don't know if she maybe wanted to see stream. I hope. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she at least said she missed it. But, you know, she's around again, so that's awesome. Kitty cat's dispenser would be pretty good. That's a great invention. I approve of that. I wish we had those invented now, please. Infinite kitties? Yeah, infinite kitties. Yeah. That would be very cute. Oh, I'm getting tired because it's later in the day. I did this Menhera Monday stream later than usual. Alright. I wish we had pussy dispensers too. Yeah, that'd be so awesome. It's like going to the cat cafe without leaving your home. Yeah. But it spawns new kitties every time. Who's gonna freaking take care of them? What's a cool invention you wish you could make? Some kind of machine to mess with time and teleport anywhere I want. It'd be so practical being able to just teleport anywhere I want whenever I want. Written by S with the little Sakura emoji. I sure wonder who wrote that. Unknown strikes again. Truly. Alright. No, but that is a good idea. I would actually, that would be great. I'd love to have that actually. Because that would make things so much easier. You could go anywhere you want. You wouldn't need to pay like exorbitant amounts of money to go on like a holiday. You could just go to Japan whenever you want. You could go to Canada whenever you want. You know? You can go anywhere. It'd be perfect. It would be an awesome superpower to have. And I suppose in some ways it would take the joy out of traveling though, because like traveling feels kind of meaningful and like kind of the traveling itself kind of adds to it. It's like you go from one place to another and it's like you have the anticipation of like going there and it's like, you know, so maybe something would be lost there. So maybe, you know, but like you get so much out of it. Um, and you'd be able to get really rich too, because you could teleport to the bank vault. I'd really like to go to Canada for some reason. Wow, I sure wonder why, unknown. I sure wonder why. Does it start with P and end in Ichi? I missed my own answer? Damn. Oh yeah, because I just read that. Yeah, you just barely missed it. What the heck? You could teleport, MFs would still be hating on you for not having a car. Yeah. Motherfuckers will see you teleport and be like, bro has no car. Maybe it does exhibit. I wonder. Starts with O and ends in itchy. What? Alright, so. Oichi. Yeah, what? Alright, next one. What's a cool invention you wish you could make? I wish I could make a 2D VTuber model. Like, I'm good in 3D models, but I'm complete zero in 2D, written by Utopia. Yeah, it's easier to make the 3D models because there's a lot of programs that allow you to make like models that are designed for that, like Vroid and stuff. Or not a lot. It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe that's not the reason, because maybe you actually know how to do like proper stuff in like Blender and all that. But yeah, 2D models. It's a very different skill set from 3D models. So you're looking to become a VTuber. Hope it goes well for you. It's written by Utopia. I forget if I mentioned the name. I probably did. I'm just covering my bases. My only reason to go to Canada is to meet up with a Canadian android maid. Yes, based. I for real want to learn how to make VTuber models for extra cash. That would be good. Yeah, because you can get a good bit of money for it. People are always looking for new artists for that. It's hard work, though. It's getting tougher out there as well with, yeah, I guess the lucky thing about the VTuber community is that people don't rely on AI very much. People never, like, use AI as a replacement because there's such a stigma against it in the VTuber community. Like, people are always getting, like, hated on for, like, trying to get, like, a AI-generated VTuber model or whatever. Because artists are such a foundation of the VTuber community. They're, like, such a strong part of it. Because they basically made it possible. And so now AI just can't really get into the VTuber community. It just doesn't get in. So it's actually a very good community to make art for, because it'll be very hard to get replaced, because no VTuber who's worth their salt is going to be using AI art instead of real art, because they would just they wouldn't do very well. Like, VTubers don't like AI art in general, and their fans don't like it either. So it's a very good place to avoid being replaced, you know. Currently training on 3D animation and modeling for my series and other things. Oh, that's awesome! You do animation? That's cool. That's a good thing for the VTubing community, but I also watch Muujin, and there's always so much VTuber drama. There is. Wait, Muujin, maybe I've seen Muujin. It sounds familiar. I'm not 100% of I've seen Mugen. Maybe. Possibly. Alright. But yeah, there is a lot of drama. There is a lot of drama in, there's a lot of fucking drama in the VTuber community. It's wild. There's always something happening. Luckily, I would never end up in drama. I would always be cool, because I'm not a very controversial person, and I don't say controversial things, so no one's really gonna have an issue with me. You know, I'm pretty clean, if I do say so myself. Because AI art is very good. AI art is not real art, it's computer vomit. Yeah, it's like... the only thing stopping AI art from just ruining everything right now is that a lot of people just don't like it. A lot of people hate it. Well, that's not the only thing stopping it, right? The other thing stopping it is the fact that it just doesn't look very good most of the time. But sometimes you can get it to, like, look good. And they're gonna get better with the models over time. You know, they're gonna get better at it. It's really gonna suck if we get to a point where companies and shit, and, like, even people, whatever, just have no real desire to hire artists anymore. Because then they're like, oh, I could just do it for, like, way less. Like, why wouldn't I? That's gonna suck, because then there just we'll have killed off the heart and soul of the world. You know? So, that's really gonna suck. But maybe we can stop it. There's things we can do. There's regulations we could put in place. Governments aren't doing that yet. But maybe at some point. Need actual art to make AI art, but without real art, AI art can't survive. That is true. See, AI art is eventually going to start using itself in the samples. It's going to start eating itself. It's going to be like a self-eating snake. And then the samples will get lower and lower quality. I see AI everywhere. It's so bad. Yeah, it's so... I wish I could invent Stardew Valley, but where you can own / manage indentured servants, slaves. Oh, I wonder if that's something... Oh, Toy, welcome! You made it... Yeah, you are a little bit late, but it's okay. It's okay. That's just Harvest Moon DS? Oh. Really? Yeah, I wonder... I sure wonder, Moxie. If only we could have that. If only. If only we could have Stardew Valley, but have people be our indentured servants. If only we knew of some people who would do that for us. It already has, that's why a lot of AI art has that yellow tint to it. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, it's like... It's not like every single... Like, I know some people like to say, oh yeah, AI art always looks terrible and shit, and it's like... It's not always true. Sometimes it looks nice. And that's the concerning part. The concerning part isn't when it looks bad. When it looks bad, I'm not worried. It's when it looks good that I'm worried. Because then that means people will consider real art to be obsolete. And that's not good, because, like, we've already... The things we want to have automated should be the stuff we don't want to do. The soulless stuff, you know? All the manual labor. Instead, we're automating the stuff that makes us human. We're automating art. That's supposed to be something that's one of the few things we have that is of our soul, you know? So if we erase that, we don't have anything, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it steals art to use it in the samples, so that makes it very unethical. I suppose if someone made an AI art, what is it? If someone made an AI art model that only used art that people had given their permission for, or they, like, compensated every single person who contributed art to it or something, that would be completely ethical. I just don't think you could do that, because you would need to pay a lot of people. You would need a lot of art specifically made for that model. So that probably couldn't exist, but theoretically that would be ethical, right? Because it's not stealing anymore. It would just suck because it would still end up replacing, like, real art, because it would, like, make people want to use that instead. And then people wouldn't be able to get money for being artists anymore. But, I don't know. The Rent a Girlfriend artist did that with his own art. Yeah, so, like, that's ethical. That's his own art. He can do whatever he wants with that, you know? AI is really bad for the environment too. The data centers are using up so much power, our electricity bills are going up. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard that AI is actually very bad for the environment in terms of how much power it uses. So that's a concern as well, if you don't want the world to end, which most of us don't. You'd be surprised, though, how many people are pretty okay with the world ending from ruining the environment. Do you know that Ein loves creative AI? I made a shirt about it. Really? I didn't know that. Or short. I didn't know that, Moxie. That's crazy. Real art has so much beauty and meaning, not even just images. Any art is soulless and dead. It's not that it's like, I think humans have, something... It's important that we have ways to express ourselves using art. You know, it's important that we value that and encourage that. I don't want us to move towards a world where that no longer is valued, you know, where people no longer create lovely, beautiful stories because you can get a bot to do it for you. You can't make a beautiful painting because there's 1,000 other paintings that are made by a bot. And it's like, what do you do then at that point? It's like you've sucked out the thing that makes us human. You know? Because that's what makes life interesting and worth living and beautiful, and you've given it to someone else to do. Someone who's not human. You've outsourced. You've outsourced it. That's why, even though I'm not a good artist, I'm gonna still draw because it's fun. Yeah, and that's a good mentality. Art isn't just about making it look good. It's about putting out something from your heart. That's what it's about. So it's not good if that ends up replacing everything. You know. Alright, anyway. Alright, I better end stream soon. I'm getting kind of sleepy. What's a cool invention you wish you could make? I'd make an app that allows you to actually go into your phone and be able to interact with your buddy face-to-face. So instead of just calling your friend and seeing them via screen, you can actually transport yourself into your buddy's bedroom and you can actually touch them. That would be awesome. Holy crap, that's like even better version of like VR. It's kind of like VR chat, but better. Of course, for safety features, they would start off as a little mascot holograms, then upgrade a regular hologram, then finally have access to you. Of course, at any time you can turn it off and not receive your buddy or hologram at any time, but it won't alert the other person. First person I'm teleporting myself to is Toy Box. She needs a nice warm meal more than anything, plus an extra pair of hands to help her with the cleaning and the kitties. Yeah. Written by Belle. That would be a really cool invention. I feel like it might be better, though, to just have a teleporter. Because it would be better to just actually be there with them. But I guess you're kind of almost describing something that's the same as teleporting. But it's like a hologram, technically. But then you can still feel them, so I guess it is kind of like teleporting. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it does kind of solve the problem of making, like, traveling obsolete, right? You still get the joy of traveling, because with this, you only go to specific places and specific people. You know. I want to patent a device that makes exhibit-themed piggy noises, but I'll need samples to get started. What? Moxie, that's so based. What the hell? kind of like Sakura's answer, but I added some safety features to my answer. Yeah. I suppose so, yeah. It's sort of, yeah. Start off as a hologram, work your way to teleportation. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. That's actually, that works well. You earn the right to be in toy space. That's fair enough. You should have to earn that. She's too... You know, she's worth it. She's special. You shouldn't... To be with someone like Toy, you gotta work for it. She ain't just some random hussy. What's a cool invention you wish you could make? My answer is pretty obvious. I want a machine that can make any food in the world and any new combination, and it has to taste good. It doesn't matter if I combine the weirdest shit, it has to taste good or I fail at my life. Written by Stepfish. Alright. One second. Alright, this is pretty similar to the other one, because we had one already where it was making food, but, you know? I mean, it's a good idea, so... Fair enough, 2 people thought of it. Maybe it's slightly different. I'm not sure, I'm too tired to tell. I need to go to sleep so soon, guys. What's a cool invention you wish you could make? Peachy figurine for, good purposes. Written by unknown. What do you mean, good purposes? Are you putting it in the jar? You're putting it in the jar. Damn it. What's a cool invention you wish you could make? Cryo sleep pods. One of the huge hurdles with traveling to other planets is not only keeping the crew nourished, but maintaining their quality of life for their trips, which could last months or even years. If they could just go to sleep throughout the duration of their trip, it could save so much resources and so much space on the vessel that could be used for other things. As a whole, it would just make space travel much easier and more convenient, and I want to go to another planet because that'd be cool. Written by Spider. Right. Yeah, because then you get to travel to, like, really far away planets and stuff. Yeah, but then from everyone else's perspective, you're still doing that for, like, a long time, and so it'd take a long time to actually learn about humans going to other planets and stuff. I don't know. I feel like I'd prefer something that takes you, like, instantly there, right? That way humanity can progress in the here and now. I'd prefer that. But it would be useful for whenever the world becomes uninhabitable, which may be someday, unfortunately. But we'll get to go to new places and stuff, so that's good. I'm making a Peachy and exhibit androids and putting them in jars to protect them from outside elements. Yeah, we'll be so safe in there. But I was just thinking realistic. That is fair. That is fair. You're thinking in terms of stuff that could actually be made and invented. We actually haven't... Have we actually proven that, like, cryo sleep stuff would work? I would hope so, but we don't actually know, because we've never actually tried it. Or if we have, we haven't woken those people up, because we haven't figured out how to unfreeze them without killing them, right? Isn't that the case? But yeah, I need to end stream soon. So there's just a couple more things to read. Oh, actually that was the last one, guys. I have a machine make you food when you have me. If you don't want avocado, just tell me you don't want avocado. That's a pretty good deal, Belle. That's a pretty good deal. You haven't brought anyone back from stasis yet. Yeah. Figurines in jars are such a great way to protect any problems that may come. That is true, Moxie. So true. I cater to picky eaters, too. Sneaks in veggies into pancakes. How do you sneak veggies into pancakes? Wouldn't you taste that? Yeah, I am a picky eater. Very much so. Was it what I submitted? Oh? Wait, I don't... Is it the last one? I don't see it here. Let me refresh. I want a dream recorder? Oh, cool. That actually would be awesome. That'd be really awesome. Yeah, Toy, I don't see your submission, though. Maybe you submitted it to the wrong form or something? I don't know. But it says it was... Okay, maybe it has to update or something. I'm afraid I don't see it. Sorry. Fuck. Weird. Okay. Well, I do need to go, but I think a dream recorder would be really awesome. Because I don't remember most of my dreams. I would love to remember them. That'd be so good. I would love to do that. Because I want to... And then you could also see other people's dreams and show the people your dreams. That'd be awesome too. Someone invent multiplayer dreaming? Yes! I would love that. It's funny, I've had dreams where I'm doing like multiplayer dreaming. Like that's like the premise of it. And I'm like, with this person, I'm like, yo, we're in the dream together. But then obviously it's not actually a multiplayer dream because I wake up and I realize, oh, it wasn't a multiplayer dream. But what if it was a multiplayer dream? And I just don't know it. Wow. Mind blown. Yeah, dream recorder would be awesome. I was having a hard time remembering super fun dreams I have, like the one I had with Moxie and Exhibit Ubu. Oh. Damn. Really now? I bet that was a fun dream. Alright guys, I need to go because I'm so tired. There's a couple of things I want to do before sleeping as well, so... I'm just gonna have to do my best. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been fun. I've liked having you guys around. I've enjoyed the discussions I've had. Hope to be doing more things like that. Thank you for sticking with me. And without further ado, I will see you in the next stream. Bye-bye.